Hi. Give me 1 second. I'm actually gonna avoid you guys real quick. Because I'm realizing my brother is doing laundry, and you can hear it. This. Oh, this. There. Hi, thank you. Hopefully, there. There you go. Thank you. We got there. Thanks for your patience. Oh, Lordy. But hi. How are you guys doing today? I hope you're having a great day. Hope you all have a great Monday. Well, have a good weekend. I'm doing alright. Imagine my coffee. Um, I had a good weekend. I did a lot of stuff. I mean, we went out, got food on Friday, family, and on Saturday I mostly chilled. But the audio sounds off a bit. Well, I just changed it to cut out the laundry. Maybe I cut out too much. Hmm. Um, maybe if oh, it's cutting. 1 second. We're gonna get voided again. Maybe like that. Is that better? We'll see if it needs to change again. Oh, you can't hear the BGM either. There. That should help. Question mark? Let me know if it's better or worse or needs to change again. That sounds better. It sounded like I was cutting off before. Yeah, that tracks. I mean, I did change it to like set cut off more, but I guess it cut off too much. In any case, um, I just realized while I was in my starting screen that I forgot to put on my schedule for the week. So if you haven't seen it, oh god, uh-oh, am I still live? I am. YouTube. Oh god, everything. This is a mess already. I accidentally hit the back button on YouTube Studio, which I've never done before. And so it closed it, but I guess I'm live? Who knows? I don't know. Anytime I step outside the boundaries of what I usually do, it's your audio sounds different. It still sounds different. Nothing should have changed. I changed it back. What about it sounds different? Do you know? if you can identify. You sound robotic. Oh, um, hmm. Is that better? That shouldn't have changed anything on your end. There's this one didn't change. No. Okay. This also shouldn't have changed. Um, I don't know. Did that change anything? That probably changed a lot, right? I can kind of hear a background. No? Hmm. Okay. Then... Oh, I actually have to be in here to... One could argue it sounds worse. How's that? Is that better? Did that actually change anything? Okay. How is that? Is that better? Sounded better? Is it back to being worse, or is it better still? Yeah, it's better. Is it better? Like, is it back to normal, or is it better than normal? Is it worse than normal? It's like 90% normal. How's that? Is that better? Is that back to normal? God, this is so difficult. I don't know anything about audio. Close? Close? Why is it not close? Yeah, like 4%. So we're back, what, to 94%? I think it sounds a lot closer. Oh, shit. Hmm. How's that? Is that even better? The only thing I'm changing here for the record is, like, the noise gate, which I am setting basically to be as low as possible without letting in, like, my computer fans and the AC and things like that. So I haven't changed anything else. I'm not sure. So, because nothing else has changed. Like 97%? Okay, well, I don't know. I don't know what else I can do. I'm gonna be so for real. Because nothing else has changed. It's just been the noise gate. Which, because I didn't change the gain, I didn't change the output. I don't know. Genuinely, I'm not sure. anyways, I put up the schedule while we were on the starting soon screen. The plan for the week is pretty known at this point. Today we're doing some prep for the for a campaign that I'm working on. I have been working on stream. We're going to talk about Maguffins, what makes a good Maguffin, and like what the Maguffin should be for this campaign, because it's going to have several, and they need to combine into one mega Maguffin. And then once we finish that, we're also going to talk characters and like some general layout stuff, and really just round out the edges of kind of what we already know. And then tomorrow, per vote by you guys, we're gonna be starting Halo ODST. So I guess we'll figure out what that's about. I'm still not sure what ODST is. If it's like a DLC for Halo 3, or a spin-off, or who knows? I don't remember really what happens in Halo 3. There's a lot of running around, I remember. Is that the one where, like, Cortana's evil for half of it? It's like a side story? Okay. And then Thursday, we're doing our annual Unhinged nonsense. We have a Smasher Pass. I have a huge list of things to go through for it. Unfortunately, there's a lot of things that are like not easily available or accessible, so I had to kind of like go get pictures of everything, which made it an ordeal to prepare for, but we got there. I have all the franchises minus Digimon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Because they're literally gigantic. All set out and ready to go. I'm not doing every boss in every franchise, because that would be impossible. Like, Elden Ring has so many field bosses, it's just like, no. So I got all the main ones. All the important bosses, and, not like, random Coon number 3 that's actually a regular enemy in a different area. But he's a boss in the early area kind of thing. I'm not dealing with that. Hi, Warrior! Hi. No, you're not late at all. We were dealing with some audio issues at the beginning, so we haven't even started. We're just talking about the plan for the week. So, look, man, I hope you're having a great day. I hope you're having a great, hope you had a great weekend. Also, hi, Hanlaz. Hi. I don't think I said hi to you properly. So, hi. I am? Good. That's good. And yeah. That's where we're at for the week. Prep today, ODST tomorrow, Smasher Pass Thursday. It's shaping up to be a good week. If you're not in the Discord, make sure to join so you can vote on the next Thursday game. There's something like 8 games able to be voted on, so make sure that you get your vote in, because the Thursday stream is the long one, so it's the one that a lot of content is going to be made about. So, yeah. Let me finish my tea here. That's done. Let me grab a closet. Because we're going to be talking about this campaign. So, if you're unfamiliar with the campaign, this screen. Oops, don't mind me. Alright, if you're unfamiliar with the campaign thus far, basically, the party is being hired to go on a, I don't know, death quest? I don't know what you call this. It's like, there is a person who has a lot of money that is hiring a party of individuals to go and basically go through a time portal. And they don't know what's on the other side. They don't know if there's gonna be a way back. But they're being paid a metric buttload of money because at least half of it is going to be paid to like next of kin up front. Or maybe, their character needs to run away from something. Who knows? There's a lot of reasons to go on a one-way trip. But basically, in a nutshell, there was an ancient civilization that was like very high in magic. Yeah, it's my retirement plan. Damn, almost. And one of the factions in this ancient civilization tried to like take over by conducting a super powerful ritual. And what that ritual succeeded in doing was like basically freezing like that section of the continent in time. And so it's kind of like progressing in its own time stream, and so it's like disappeared basically. And the guy that's hired the party has comprised a a pseudo mathematical / magical like formula to like be able to access this like ancient place. And so he's gonna be like, hey, go figure this out. That's pretty much it. Built a multicolored pen? Hell yeah. Nice. So more or less, the structure of the campaign is that this ancient civilization had like 5 main areas, you could say, 5 main like locations, and the capital city, which is in the center. And each of these 5 locations like represents a school of magic, more or less. And to access the city in the center, they'll have to like go and collect like the 5 pieces of the puzzle that will combine into the key that like stabilizes the time stream, more or less, and fixes the city. And once that happens, then they can like reverse the ritual and unfreeze this continent and return to like the present, more or less. It's kind of complicated and esoteric, but that's kind of the gist of it. So each of the sections is like based on a landmark and a school of magic, and they all need a kind of like a thing that like anchors them and also will be combined into this like time stabilization machine. I don't know how else to put Maybe not busted open. Well, good luck. I hope it stays together. So let's talk about Maguffins. I don't know if that's how it's spelled. But, if you're unfamiliar with the concept of a MacGuffin, where does the word come from? One second. MacGuffin. A MacGuffin is an object or device that is necessary to the plot and motivation of the characters, but insignificant, unimportant, or irrelevant itself. The term was originated by Angus MacPhail for film, but adopted by Alfred Hitchcock. Huh. Interesting. I didn't realize it came from film. And much less Alfred Hitchcock, but interesting. But it's like, think of it like just a thing that is necessary for the plot. But the thing itself, like, it doesn't matter what the thing is, as long as it's, like, carries the plot forward. So, a historical example might be, like, I don't know, like the Philosopher's Stone in Harry Potter, right? Like, in the first Harry Potter, there's a whole thing about them searching for, like, a Philosopher's Stone. It could be whatever. It doesn't matter what the Philosopher's Stone is, as long as they're, like, searching for it, right? Or, like, the Golden Fleece for Jason and the Argonauts, right? They sail across the street to get this Golden Fleece. It doesn't matter what the Golden Fleece is. It's just what causes them to, like, go sail across the sea. That's basically what a MacGuffin is. If I'm ever finding a Philosopher's Stone, I'm smoking it right away. Almost. You know that if you get a Philosopher's Stone, it will give you 1 mana and all your enemies 1 strength. I'm sorry, I've been Slay the Spire build. Aki started playing it, so I started playing it again, and it's just been, like, infecting my brain. It's such a good game. Holy brain rot, literally. So, a good MacGuffin, especially for a campaign like this, is something that can be, like, used to... It can be anything, but it has to be used, in this case, to become, like, combined into something. So, it could be, like, the pages of a journal, right? Like, maybe they collect, like, these 5 pages of this ritual, something like that. And then maybe the last place has, like, the bindings or whatever. It could be, like, anything even as simple as, like, a rock. You know what I'm saying? A good MacGuffin, I think, is something that, like, a player immediately recognizes as important, but does not know how to use, right? My current campaign has like a series of MacGuffins. It's like a giant rod, like a giant quarterstaff, basically, that's broken up into pieces, right? And when you first get the first piece, you're just like, what the fuck is this? And then you realize it has this ability that points to the next piece, more or less. I don't think we need to go that far. With this, it's going to be pretty obvious that, like, there's 5 major regions, and as long as they just, like, go around and explore them, at the center of each region is, like, the MacGuffin piece, basically. Excuse me. I wonder, I'm thinking for this, I kind of want the MacGuffin to be something physical. I prefer it to be something like tangible that you can like make. Um, but I don't know what that would be. Like, what would be? Let's think about it. Let's reverse engineer this. What would be the final product of the MacGuffin, right? Like, what do they combine into? There's got to be something that like stabilizes time. Jesus Christ. What's something that like anchors you? I think that's kind of like what we need to get for. What is something that like I think is universally considered to be anchoring? I don't know that there is anything that's it comes to mind. Anchoring? Yeah, like an anchor. Yeah, so like uh something that like you use to stabilize, like a cane. I don't know. Like a cane stabilizes you physically upright. I'm thinking about like what would stabilize you in space time. It sounds so stupid to say, but that's what we're looking for. Everbloom in the Void. Yeah, like the Everbloom in Silk Song, exactly. A Tesseract? I don't like the shape. Oh my god, this is. If you go to the Wikipedia page for a Tesseract, it's a bit trippy. Look at this. Shut up, idiot. Just look at that GIF. It's crazy. Spacesuit for space? Yeah, kind of. It's a 4D cube, the fourth dimension is time? Yeah. Yeah, that's so trippy. Okay, so if we were to break this up into 5 parts, though, what would it look like? I think that's the question, right? Into 4 parts? No, into 5 parts. Right? We have 5 sections here. Right? We need 5 MacGuffins. Which is the confusing part. This is so uncomfortable to look at. It's so creepy. Because it doesn't exist. It doesn't make sense, right? To think about. I made the pen a spring gun. Congratulations. I hope it works out. There's a GIF lower where it highlights the parts. Oh my god. Under projection. Did you click? Did I click too far? Projection. Oh my god. What the fuck? This is crazy to think about. I kind of like the idea because it's like it's so inhuman that it kind of like fits. Because like no matter what you're like what angle you're looking at it from, it doesn't make it shouldn't make sense. Like, I wish I could pause this. Because like look at this. This is it's like it like physically it's a cube, but at no point does this cube look like a cube. It's got like 6 or 8 or 10, 12, points. It's just non-existent. I think this one makes a little bit more sense, but it still kind of doesn't because it's like continuously like folding in and out over itself almost. So if we're to break this up into pieces, right, into fifths, it would be what? Let me look at a regular cube. Let me simplify this for myself, because a cube has 6 faces. Maybe 5 pieces of a tesseract? That's true. It would be 5 pieces of a tesseract. I'm trying to picture it so that way I could describe it to my players. That is a film. I'm literally looking for a cube. Two parts for each cube, plus something in the middle. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we do like... Wait, no, it'd be... It would be like a tripod, right? Like if you did like 1, 2, 3, and then it would be 1, 2, 3, and then it would be 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. I'm not sure. Something along those lines. Strand is 12 is not divisible by 5. That's fine. Yeah, split diagonal. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm picturing. God, it's so confusing to, like, think about mathematically. This is making my brain hurt. Okay. I'm fine with this, though. We'll make it work. Where is the... Let's put that up here. I'm like fine. I'll be fine. The Maguffin. I think it's actually spelled like this. Tesseract. A 4-dimensional ever shifting. Split into 5 pieces. Or presenting the outer edges in the fit, representing the non-Euclidean inner cube. Something like that. The 5th piece should be at the time place over here. Center cube. Throw that here. That's what like makes it, I guess you could say, like what makes it go. Okay, I like this. It's weird, it's esoteric. If it's kind of like the nature of the campaign, in that it's like, it doesn't really make sense from a mathematical standpoint, from a like a realism standpoint. Like this whole, like, I guess, nature of the campaign is that it's almost like a freak show. I don't know how else to put it. Let me zoom in, by the way. Yeah, easier. Alright. If that's the case, then we know that this becoming piece. What is going on? Why did this one not work? Just do this. Yeah. Okay. There's gonna be a tripod edge of the outer cube. Okay. This is the same here. Hi, Hayaki. I was gonna ask if your audio was different, but I see chat already asked. Yeah, we had some audio issues at the start, and I'm not really sure how to fix it properly. I guess is the long and short of it. Something's... One second. I'm gonna mute and be right back. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna be so for real. I don't know what's going on. No, did I try plugging it and plugging it back in? I mean, I didn't. I guess I could do that. I thought it was sounding different because I changed. So I changed the sound gate, but I changed it back. There are moments where it sounds like normal-ish. I mean, I'll just try unplugging it. Give me 1 second. Okay, is that better? I unplugged it and plugged it back in. It sounds like you're too far from the mic. I mean, I'm sitting at a kind of a normal distance. I'm not like on it up like this. Like I haven't changed where I sit or where I'm sitting for games. It feels the same. Like I said, the only thing I changed was the noise gate because my brother was doing laundry. And then I changed it back. That was it. That was the only thing I changed. The moment you turn away, it's very strange. I guess let me just pull up my stream. Because I don't know what you guys are talking about. This. This. Okay. Now, if I talk and I hear myself, I mean, that sounds kind of normal. Now, if I do this, I mean, now I'm sitting away from my mic, and it sounds like I'm sitting away from my mic. Does it usually not sound like this when I'm sitting kind of leaning back? Usually there's more bottom end. I'm sorry, I don't know anything about audio, if I'm being honest. You're so cooked, Warrior. So unbelievably cooked. Okay, let me go to my microphone scene. You guys are going to be in the void for a second. Check your mic settings in Windows. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me go back. See if AIBS has turned itself on. Don't tell me there's some garbage. There's no way. There is some garbage in Windows that are used an enhance here. I am not seeing that. Like I see. Oh, that's the speakers, not the microphone. Yeah, let me go to microphone. Input volume. Microphone test. This seems all normal to me. Where, do you know where that setting is? Like, I'm looking at the mic settings, and it doesn't seem like there is something like that. Good luck, I hope you have a lot of fun. Let me Google this one second. Microsoft 11 AI audio enhancer. Windows Studio Effects. It doesn't look like it exists yet, right? Let me Google this. That's for camera. Go to audio. It's called like voice focus, I think. Oh, interesting. Hi, Bloodmate. Say hi. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good weekend. Hmm. Properties. I'm not seeing anything like that. Let me check OBS. Okay. What's this? Settings. This is all fine. Don't do that though? Yeah, for sure. And the audio bitrate is at 128. Audio encoder is AAC default. None of my settings seem to have changed in OBS though. Let me take a look at YouTube and see if it's a YouTube thing. It says stream is something. Like that cord. Or a different USB cord. I don't have a USB mic. It's an XLR plug. And it goes into the Scarlett, which is plugged into the USB. Hi, Xune. Hi, glad to hear you're doing awesome. nothing's changed. Okay, I'm gonna be muted for one moment. I'm gonna unplug my mic. Oh, you guys could not hear me say that. I'm gonna be muted for a second. I'm gonna unplug my mic. Okay, I don't think that's changed anything. Check the actual setting on the Scarlet. Like, directly on the thing? I mean, that also hasn't changed. It would be what? It'd be this knob, right? Does that change anything? It shouldn't change anything. So, I guess I will say, yesterday, while I was doing things, we did have a power blip. Oh, wow, that is way loud. Oh my god. That turned... You're deaf louder now? I am deaf louder now. Is that better? I'm like, this is crazy. Okay, that does sound better, I think, to me. I don't want to be too loud, though, right? Turn to the side and talk. Okay, how's this? Is that okay still? Oh, I can hear it. It's a bit quiet. Was the gain tuned down on Scarlet? Yeah, I think that's what it was. Okay, is that too loud? I think this is fine. Hopefully it's not too much. And if it is, I need to turn it down. Let me know. That's crazy. Audio is weird. I don't know how that could have happened, though. Anyways, I'm glad we figured it out. Thank you. Okay. I'm gonna turn it up a smidge. There. How's that? Alright. So, each of these should have a thing. Yeah. So, let's talk, I guess. Okay. Let's get back on track. Thank you for the help. Alright. So, we have each piece figured out. kind of walk through each of these areas and like round out the edges first. And see what's what. So, okay, I need to fucking mute this stream. I don't need this anymore. It's really distracting. There we go. I cannot hear myself anymore. Anytime I hear myself during streaming, like I have to pause and wait for myself to finish talking because I feel like I'm talking over myself. It's very silly. I don't want to talk over someone. That's a very silly concept, but alright, so this was a talk over yourself. Yeah, I know. It's really quite silly, but anytime I'm like hearing myself, I have to like wait for myself to finish speaking before I feel comfortable speaking again. It's just, I don't know. So I never hear myself. Fun fact, when you're streaming, you're supposed to be able to hear yourself to avoid audio issues like the one we just had, but I can't do it. So I never hear myself. I've never listened to myself during a stream. Absolutely not. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I could never. But, like, I know you're, like, quote-unquote supposed to for, like, you know, quality reasons. Or whatever. So I kind of like the concept of this, because this is gonna be a culture shock, I think, for the players. If there's, like, robots. I don't know what else would... Well, I don't know what else an environment devoid of history would look like. If you were to take a city and wipe away its history, what are you left with? Nothing. The future. A very clean city. I mean, I guess that's true. Especially one that's, like, a place that's, like, all about, like, mining and forging. Like... spotless. Yeah. So, I guess, for those of you who are unfamiliar with what I'm going for, like, each area is, like, based around a school of magic. And the school of magic that this is about is, like, relict magic, which is, like, history and archaeology. And, like, the concept, the high-level concept is that, like, everything around the center is, like, devoid of that, like, concept, basically. And then, like, the center is, like, extremely, very much focused on that concept. So, like, it's, like, devoid of, like, history and archaeology, and then, like, the entire center is, like, super historical. I don't know how else to put it. That's, like, the high-level concept that I'm kind of trying to go with. Because it's like the MacGuffin piece, these, like, tripod pieces have, like, sucked in the entire school of magic from the area to, like, power it, more or less. It's kind of like, I don't know, I can't really explain how my brain functions. This campaign, more than any other, almost feels like I took drugs, even though I haven't. It was all done on stream. It's just like, really, really esoteric. Almost. Please. So, I mean, when you say spotless, very clean, I think we're kind of meaning on, like, nothing leaves tracks. Anytime something is left behind, it ceases to exist. Maybe something like that. Gets left behind, ceases to exist. Yeah. It's like a vortex where everything is contrascendent with nothing in the end. Yeah, exactly. Now, the vortex here is like the nature of the past. But yeah, pretty much. I kind of like the concept of there being like robots because robots don't exist and they shouldn't exist and they will not exist outside of this context. Right? So when someone who's like a medieval person just runs into a robot for the first time, they're like, what the absolute fucking shit is going on? Especially since, like, so the this campaign, like the system, the tabletop system that my friend made, that this campaign is being made for, is very low magic. Which is why this entire concept is really funny to me. Like, this whole, like, overarching concept of, like, this being, like, a huge, like, magical society that collapsed and got, like, taken away is very funny to me because, like, if you imagine a series like The Witcher, right? In The Witcher, there is magic. There's, like, 20 people who can do magic, and they're all, like, court sorcerers, and the Witchers have, like, the ability to cast, like, very minor spells, right? And that's it. Everyone else is just a normal person. That's, like, what this system is based on. It's like, no one really can do magic. And if you can do magic, you're an insane person, right? And the concept of, like, random peasants being like, alright, I got a sword. Let me go on this magical journey with some random crazy dude in a tower who's giving me thousands and thousands of gold to be here. Fuck it, I guess we'll figure this out. And their eyes pop when they see, you know, a man made of metal going beep boop, die. You know? Hmm. I want to say that, like, this is... That would be awesome. Yeah, it's just kind of, like, very against the nature of the system, which is kind of strange to say. I don't know. It's like you get, like, true out-and-out space travel in TNT. It just doesn't exist. And the stuff that does exist is, like, for a different system. Oh my god. These lozenges are menthol. And I started drinking Powerade, and it's just like, this does not go. Holy cow, that tastes so bad. Right. What? Okay, so let's think about it like this. I like this concept. Like, these are like the concept. Let's think about it from a logistics standpoint. Let me grab. If I do this, you guys should not be able to see it. Okay. Let me grab my town template for D&D, and I'll port it over to this. It's here. City town template. Yeah. And then we'll edit this to suit our needs, because like this town is not nearly as big as like this has like Captain the Guards. This has like inns and apothecaries and stables and all. Like, we don't need a tannery. We don't need a stables. Actually, we do need a stables, because I like the concept that they like have dinosaurs. They're like dinosaur riders because it's like trapped in the past. I like that concept. It's very silly. Definitely not a magic item shop. A jeweler would work. Clothes and textiles, probably not. Traveling gear, probably not. Restaurants. There's probably not like restaurants. There's no docks. There's no greenery. Although we do need a nearby mine / factory. Language or English? What does that mean? There are no guards. The city does not have like a crew guard. And then the guilds would be... I mean, there's one guild. It's just the government. We're not going to worry about all that. So, like, what's their language, or does it stay English? That's complicated to answer. Each race has, or each, I guess, ancestry in this game has their own language, but there is like a quote-unquote common. Although I imagine that the common that these people speak and the common that the players would speak is different, in that like hundreds of years have gone by since it happened. When did this happen? Do we know? I can find out here. I go here. Here. This. I know. No, it would need to be in the campaign pitches document. This doesn't say a time frame. Does this say a time frame? No. Does this say a time frame? Also, no. What about this? Did we make one up last time? Huh. Nope. We don't have a time, so it could be anywhere from probably a couple hundred years ago is what I would go with. What did English sound like hundreds of years ago? A couple hundred years ago. Could be yesterday, today, or tomorrow. Can't really tell if you're messing with time. We were messing with time a lot in this campaign, so... Uh... Yeah. Alright. So, there's no districts, really. Let's cut this down. Districts, demographics, no. Government. This is such a small town at this point in time that it's just like a town elder basically. And who would that be? So this is Galma. We already know that. We don't need that. There might be like so originally we're casting statues, but now is an everyday local smith to meet the needs of the city of Galma. I'm gonna get used to calling it a Galma. I'm not gonna. I think we're gonna cut out. No, we should have a jeweler because this was like a mining city. So the fact that they have a jeweler is not outside the question, even though they don't have a lot of things. Dinosaurs. And then what used to be the bronze mine. Bronze. To get Threadstorm? Nice. That would be what, the Craws? The Craw boss? Like the gauntlet fight? What boss are you referring to? Bronzo. Elemental Grass. Yeah, the Craw gauntlet fight. That fight was really annoying. For me. Brontion? Bruncion. Brunstian. Yeah. I know which fight you're talking about. Composition of copper and tin makes bill metal. Copper and brass, melted in equal quantities. It is what the French call bronze. Took me like 3 tries, like today, like 15 other times. The fight is not... the erratic flying of the fat birds is really annoying. Because sometimes they just sit on your face, and it's really frustrating. Bell metal. Interesting. One with the needle? Yeah. Huh. Interesting. Brentesian. Brontesian? I think I'm gonna go with some word like this. The Brontesian Mines. I'll call it the Brontesian Mines. So the area surrounding Agoma, I am picturing as like this like giant, like almost like mechanical factory, where like there are people, like robots that are like continuously like mining metal and digging deeper. They're like mining tunnels basically, and collecting ore, which then gets like smelted into making more people, like metal people, almost like the fucking Tin Men from Doctor Who. What are those people called? The cyborg people, but instead of having people inside, they're just robots. The Cybermen. Yeah, thank you. Cybermen is DBZ. Don't worry, that's what they're called in. They're not called Cybermen. They're Cybermen. Is Doctor Who? Yeah. Yes, you are correct. um. Like factory. Continually. Making robots to mine to make more robots with. And then Dalek, but you said looks like a man, so I went, no, yeah, definitely not the Daleks in this case. Definitely the Cybermen. Yes, Warrior? I don't know. You can eat whatever you want whenever you want, as long as you eat regularly. And take care of yourself. Get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this. So I'm imagining there's like, what, 5 families here? More or less? In town. There's the town elder. I'm imagining like the stable, like whoever owns the stables, like their kid riding a dino is gonna be the first like person that the party comes across, I think. Okay. I think this is at least concept enough. If we have enough time at the end, we'll get into like the actual factual people of the campaign. Let's move on. The biosphere. Okay, so the biosphere in this is going to be, there's nothing here. This is a fucking void. The biosphere in life was a safari zone. It was like a conservation site for the keepers to like basically front at like that they were like environmentalists hoping for a like to try and like let nature take over basically, and this was their space for like nature, but in reality they also were like poaching the monsters and creatures uh, that they were taking and like experimenting on them. So this area was like completely like this one was like is like the elements. So this is elemental magic. And it was full of like, you know, water and life and forest, and now it's just like a barren wasteland. And at the center is like a what I'm going to like literally describe as like a tornado. Just like a permanent tornado. Of just like fire, water, and rock and things like that. This is how does the party deal with this? Because at the center of the tornado is where the Maguffin is, right? The like tripod. How does the party get to it? Right? I think that's the question. Because the party does need to be able to, you know, get through this tornado of pain. I'm not sure how a party would get through that. Maybe that's not on for me to decide. A black hole of element? Yeah, pretty much. There is nothing here. Except ash and monsters that live in ash. No people. No water. No other signs of life. In fact, I might even say like the monsters here are not living creatures. They're like ghosts and shit. Because there's no like when you think of the elements, you think of like the natural compositions of life. Although life itself is its own section, so maybe not. Like the essence of life is its own school of magic. Like this is elemental magic. Like fire and lightning. As opposed to like life. So maybe the monsters are living creatures. The permanent stationary tornado dominates the landscape. Occasionally gouts of flame, bolts of lightning, and spears of ice will be thrown from it. And that's it. At the center of the tornado is the... I don't know what we're gonna call, like, we'll call it the Tesseract piece. How does the party I don't know that we need to answer that right now, so we can kind of move on. This one's very self-explanatory. Reloy. I think we're gonna do Reloy last. Where is Reloy on the map? It's down here. Yeah, so let's do it last. It would be the Keeper's Research Lab, and then Amir. Like, if you're going clockwise, right? Like, the party's gonna come in for here, and if they go, like, clockwise, it's like that. So, the Keeper's Research Lab. This is the Essence one, so there's no... I would imagine there's, like, quote-unquote nothing here. Oh, this is, like, fucking body horror. I hate this. I mean, it's good for a campaign, but Jesus Christ. It's about to get freaky. So... what is an area devoid of biology? Right, like, life. The concept of life and death. That would be like immortal creatures. Creatures that do not die. So... so... around... research... facility... no life exists. I kind of want to even go insofar as to say, like, no life can exist. So, like, if the party stays too long in this region, that, like, they, like, slowly turn to metal. I don't know. Or stone. Probably stone. Because stone is inorganic. It's got like a petrifying curse or something. If they like rest here, that'll keep them moving. All of the creatures and fauna and all the, here we'll say all the fauna and flora are petrified, and the only living creatures are constructs and golems. If the party stays too long in this area, in this, like, area surrounding the research facility, they too will need to roll against golems are already stoned. Yep. Petrification. Yeah. Petrifying well in Naseboro. Sorry. What are you saying? What are these words? I'm unfamiliar with the subtext. What did you say? Petrifying well in Knaresborough. Mother Shipton's Cave. It's a place in England. What is this? It has a YouTube page, or Wikipedia page, so I'm just gonna go over here. Petrifying well. Is a well or other body of water that gives objects a stone-like appearance. If an object is placed into the well and left there for periods of months or years, the object acquires a stony exterior. If an object is placed into the well and left there for a period of weeks or months, the object acquires a stony exterior. At one time, this property was believed to be a result of magic or witchcraft, an entirely natural phenomenon due to a process of evaporation and deposition in the waters with an unusually high mineral content. Yeah, it's not like they become fossils, it's that they become like coated in stone. What an interesting concept. Because it's like hard water, right? Like if you have hard water in your house, then like it evaporates and leaves like calcium behind. This is like that on like an extreme scale. Interesting. There's a spring in Mother Shipton's Cave in Knaresborough and Matlock Bath in Derbyshire. Dr. Stone reference? I've never seen Dr. Stone. That's not true. I watched one episode and was like, I don't think this is for me. Huh. That's super interesting. Okay. The research facility itself contains and now has become a living organism. Okay, this is where things get creepy and gross. Like, I'm imagining, like, the walls of this place are made flesh. This place is a dungeon. Like, this will require dungeon design. And it'll just be like a building. Like, if you were to imagine a research facility, like a building where, like, experiments are being done, I'm sure I can find an example. Maybe in... What would be a good... You could do, like, the Grey Maidens facility in Curse of the Crimson Throne for Pathfinder. Like, there's a whole, like, bottom area to that could be used. It's got, like, fucking SCP monsters in it. I don't know how else to describe it. It's gonna have, like, really awful monsters. And I think if the... I might make it in, like the creepy but not evil way, where it's, like, the research facility, like, feeds on, like, microbes, so anytime they rest, they, like, wake up clean. Like, that's a very easy way to, like, make it creepy but not dangerous to exist here. And that way, if, like, it continues to survive because, like, if a golem walks in, like, it cleans the golems. Okay, this one requires dungeon design though, and at the center of the dungeon will be the MacGuffin. That's pretty straightforward. This is Amir, the city of books. This is words and language. This is the tree in fucking near replicant area where nothing exists, everything is text. What book do we want to send them into? What's like a common enough book that's so colloquial that it could exist in a fantasy setting? I'm thinking of like an Aesop fable, or like, I don't know, a short story of some kind that's been like passed down forever. Alice in Wonderland or Goldilocks? I think, okay, so Goldilocks I think could work. I think Alice in Wonderland is too long. Like, for this to be like a section of a campaign, like the campaign itself probably isn't going to be that long. Hopefully. Because there's not a lot of stuff to get like quote unquote like distracted with, at least not yet. Goldilocks could work though. I don't know if there's anything else that's like a classic enough story that like everyone would know. Even the like when the players go in here, they should eventually be able to recognize that they're in XYZ story. You could do like the Three Little Pigs, right? Where it's like they're being hunted by a big bad wolf or something like that. I kind of like the concept of that, where it's like they're in this like children's book and something bad is happening. Are there any other, like, other than like the Three Little Pigs or whatever? Are there any other like children's books where like something dangerous is happening? We need to up the stakes here a little bit. I like the concept that like the town is still here, but no one like lives here. Little Red Riding Hood. Little Red Riding Hood is a good option here. Let me write these down. 3 little pigs. Red Riding Hood. town of Amir still stands, but no one lives here anymore. Town is a ghost town. No sound can, like, I guess, sound waves are not produced here. No spoken word exists, and when writing upon the words being written, they are immediately ciphered. So I might do something like this, where it's like, this might be taking it a step too far. This might not be fun for all the players. But, like, I could imagine a scenario where it would be fun for, like, the players to... For me to be like, alright, now everyone mute yourself. You know, like, in a Discord call or something. And it's like, alright, if you want to say something, like, literally vocally to someone and not just act it, send it to me, and I just, like, run it through, like, a cipher site. And paste that in the chat. Like, this is what's written down. This is what you hear. And it's just, like, absolute gibberish. I think that could be very fun for some players, but I think it's something that would get, like, old very quickly. Like, I think that would work for maybe a session or two, but maybe not even two. I think some players could very easily get frustrated by something like that. So, it probably won't go something along those lines. Just a little bit, yeah. Maybe something to, like, for them to understand the, like, context, but not something that's, like, super frustrating. Because I think at least one of the players that would be participating in this would be, like, really annoyed if I was like, hey, you can't speak constantly to them. Or just, like, told them to mute themselves, you know, that would be a lot. At the center of the town is the Athenaeum, Library of Amir. All of the books here, while they remain in the library, are not able to be read. However, if they are removed from the area, the players will be able to decipher them. So, like, there's gonna be a library in town, and if, like, the players are gonna, like, open up the books and be like, hey, you look at this book, all the text is jumbled, it doesn't read anything. But if they, like, take it away, then the text will unjumble itself. Which means I need a list of books for them to potentially pick up. Couldn't pick up with. They need a library card to check out a book. I don't think that will be the case, because there's no one here. We're just gonna do that. And then one book sitting on a pedestal, front and center, when they walk in. Can be read. It's in a glass case that is locked and trapped. I don't know what that trap would be. It would be something like a, I don't know. What's a good trap? Like a magical explosion type thing, if they open the case and don't check for traps. I don't know, who knows? Type DVD. When the book is opened and read, whoever is reading it gets trapped in the novel, at which the end has the Tesseract piece. Okay. If anyone else has any children's books that have dangerous scenarios in them, a la Three Little Pigs, Red Riding Hood, say something. The Two Hungry Toads That Can't Stop Eating Cookies. Aki, what story is this? I am not familiar with this story, I'm sorry. What is this called? Is it just called The Two Hungry Toads? The Two Hungry Toads story? I'm saying a story of two frogs? I don't remember the names. Eating cookies. The Adventures of Frog and Toad, maybe? Adventures of Frog and Toad. Frog and Toad together. 1972. Cookies. I like I like the cookies one. I'm looking at this. It's literally just like here. Let me get a frog and toad here. Frog and toad together. 1972 children's novel. Look at this. The cookies one. Frog and Toad indulge in some homemade cookies, but decide to use willpower to resist eating too many. Eventually, they take it too far by feeding the remainder of the cookies to the birds. Toad opts not to worry much about willpower and goes home to bake a cake. Like the lesson is like, don't resist your willpower. Don't have diligence and willpower. Just go home and eat cake if you feel like it. This is very silly. This is so neat. I like this looks familiar, but I don't remember reading it. Interesting. I don't think any of these are like particularly dangerous. I mean, yeah, it was published in 1970. This one was 1972. There were 4 of them. Last one was published in 1979. And then they found more in the estate. And they were made into like 2 different novels in 2009. Interesting. I don't think these are dangerous enough, though, unfortunately. I'm looking for something that has, some modicum of danger, so that way the party's, like, doing something, isn't just chilling. In modern life, it's dangerous, though. What is? The lack of willpower to go home and eat a cake? Being chillin'? I mean, I guess. Eating too much? No, I mean, like, as a high level concept, yes, but, like, we're talking about a party in a tabletop RPG. Like, if they are sucked into a book where, like, the plot of the book is the characters eat too much, like, there's no driving force, I don't know. I don't know. Hansel and Gretel had the same plot, basically. I mean, I guess, but in Hansel and Gretel, there's a witch trying to murder the children, right? Um, High cholesterol is the witch of the modern day. I mean, you're right. Players, roll for heart attack. I think these are too old. I think I'm like fairy tales. This is talking about like the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. What are some fairy tales? Okay. I mean, these are not really seeing any that are here like Snow White. Beauty and the Beast. Um, hmm. The Frog King? I don't know what that is. Could do like Jack and the Beanstalk as well. Jack and the Beanstalk is one where like there is danger in the sense that they'd have to like sneak past the giant, right? And so this one like makes it more of like a stealth mission. Which is, I guess, interesting. I love how in fairy like we got like some real fucked up shit down here. Um, hmm. List of fairy tales. Here we go. I don't know if I'm gonna recognize a lot of these foreign ones. I am American. Oh, 1001 Nights. I don't know any of these stories. I have not read 1001 Nights. Maybe I should though. So like, really a classic. King of Snakes. Excuse me. I don't know any of these. Let me go to ones that I might recognize. England. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Back in the Beanstalk. Through the Looking Glass. Through the Looking Glass is a fairy tale? I thought it was like a giant fucking book. Tortoise and the Hare. I mean, I guess the Tortoise and the Hare is kind of something the party can do, where it's like there's like a race going on. And stuff to constantly like distract them. Who knows? I go to the United States. I'm sure it's down here somewhere. But the United States does not have many unique ones. That's not surprising. Our shit is stolen from somewhere else. Huh. Oh, like the boy who cried wolf. I don't know about that one. Hmm. I don't know what the Dragon and the Prince is, but it sounds neat. Yes, the goat's ears of the Emperor Trojan. Honestly, the Trojan horse is kind of an option, although it's not really a story. I guess the Iliad or whatever it is a story. That's too long of a story. One wouldn't be doing everything like the whole thing. The Golden Stag. The Golden Stag. 3 Billy Goats Gruff. That one sounds familiar. I think that one has to do with like riddles though. The Ugly Duckling. I don't know. The Princess and the Pea. I'm realizing that Hans Christian Andersen wrote a ton of these, so I guess that makes sense. He was Danish. Puss in Boots is Italian? What? Okay. I mean, I didn't realize the concept came from an Italian fairy tale. I guess that makes sense. I haven't seen any of the Shrek movies that have Puss in Boots in them. Fun fact. Okay, well. So you've only seen Shrek 1 is what I'm hearing. I mean, I guess. I don't remember seeing any other Shreks. I don't know what happens in any of the other ones. Shrek 2 is literally peak fiction, is it? Okay, well, we have a couple. I might do Jack and the Beanstalk. Jack and the Beanstalk is an interesting one because it turns it from like these are like action sequences to like a stealth sequence, which I think is neat given that we have like so many different like kind of action sequences. Which is the one that has Holding Out for a Hero, which, for the record, Bonnie Tyler, absolutely amazing song. Apparently the Shrek 2 has its own like version of the song. Is that Shrek 2? Yeah. So, I don't know. I've not heard the Shrek version of the song, but the song itself is a banger, regardless of whether it's in Shrek or not. Insanely good version? Yeah, I mean, I guess. That's what people say. True, absolute banger. Yeah, I love the song itself. The song itself is just great in, like, regardless of the context. Okay. You know what? I'm settling on Jack and the Beanstalk. I think it keeps it interesting. Alright, let's talk about Reloy. I think I want Reloy to be an actual city as well. An environment devoid of math, time, and space. Parts of the area loop on themselves. There are time traps, mini bubbles, black holes. I don't know how anyone would survive in a place like this, but I guess if they already know the city, maybe it's not hard to. Okay. I'm not really sure. Sorry for the radio silence. I'm thinking of a potential encounter that they might have here. I got lost in thought. Yeah, let me do this, this, this. Literally just dot. It's my life. I'm thinking of, like, the whole outer edge town is trapped minus a few holes. I'm thinking like if you view them, it's like smeared. Like the area appears smeared in reality. I don't know how else to word that. And stepping into a smeared area will just cause your body to become displaced in itself. Like, obviously, don't stick your hand in the warped space-time. You will spaghettify. In addition, the town center is regulated. So if people who enter it must travel in straight lines until they meet geometry. Like, if you are familiar with Pokemon, I'm thinking, like, the Ice Cave, like the Ice Path in Gen 2, or, like, the Seafoam Islands, where you, like, have to, like, skate around on the ice and you have to, like, hit boulders and stuff. Like, it's kind of like that, is what I'm imagining, like, the town center is like. And so, like, the people who live here have to live in, like, a ring between both areas. I'm thinking I might not even have, like, a town. The Maze and Silphco? Yeah, like the Maze and Silphco. Exactly. I'm thinking I might not even have a town. I'm thinking, like, this area is, like, there's just, like, a collection of, like, kids. And I'm saying that from, like, the sense of, like, if an adult exists here, then maybe they, like, can't fit into certain areas before they, like, you know, get sucked into a black hole or something like that. And so these, like, kids, maybe an orphanage was in this town. And the kids are the only ones who, like, really survived and stayed, because they didn't really have anywhere else to go. And so they just, like, have learned to live, like, in this jungle gym of a city. Also, I haven't discussed this. I don't think I've mentioned this, but the people that live here, that the players meet, are the same people that were living hundreds of years ago. This place this place has existed out of time, and I want it to be like this like sense of, like, they almost haven't existed until the players arrive. Like a Schrodinger's cat thing, where, like, they didn't exist until they were perceived. And so, like, maybe they existed for, like, a couple days before they, like, really blipped out of existence. And so they're still, like the people who have, like, started farming dinosaurs, they've been doing it for, like, a couple weeks or, like, a month, right? And these kids who have been living on their own here, they haven't been living on their own for that long. Like, again, like a month or so. Like, from their perspective, they've been like, a month has gone by, but from the outer world's perspective, like, a few hundred years has gone by. That was left behind and Aion shifted. So this town doesn't really have town. We also need Aion City. We also need a place to design the city. Although this will be last. This does not need to happen right now. Because this is, like, basically the plot is that the characters will go to each place, right? The players will go to each place and they'll collect the Tesseract pieces, and eventually they'll like combine them into the Tesseract itself, and then the Tesseract will be like what they use to like breach the barrier around the city, because the city itself has like this like giant blue twisting ball of barrier magical energy that like keeps the people like inside immortal, basically. And there they'll find the city is like kind of in chaos, kind of not. The Keitran Dial, who like runs the place, has been like um, has been placating the people as best they can, etc., etc. Okay. I will be right back. I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna go make sure my Goku's good. I'm gonna go maybe grab something to eat, go to the bathroom, that kind of thing. I'll be back, and then we'll do this town, and then I think we'll call it. I don't really need a whole lot more than this. At least for this. We figured out the MacGuffin, and then we can do, like, some people. Fill out this town, these families, and that kind of thing. So, give me, like, 5 minutes, and I will be right back. I'm actually gonna use my BRB screen for once. I'll be back. Hello, I have returned. Okay, let's build this town, very small town, and call it a day. Thank you. Let me... Gosh, how do I want to do this? Do this? Excuse me. Did I do the... Maybe. The answer is maybe. I need... Ancestries? Invocations. Although, I don't think I know them anymore. Takyo? I don't know what Takyo is. I'm sorry. Dog, you're gonna have to speak real words. Did you do the thank you? I don't know what you're saying. What does that mean? Even if you said thank you, what does that mean? Did you do the thank you? Oh, I see what you're saying. It only sort of works. The O and the U would need to be in different places. Do I have any current Ancestries invocations? Because I know the Ancestries invocations changed, is the thing. Let me see which ones I have that are... No, this is old. Because it still has all the beast races. They don't exist anymore. Okay, I guess we kind of can't do this. We can at least get some names down. What's the good name for an inn? Oh, I am the wrong person to be speaking TikTok trends to. I don't have TikTok. I've literally never downloaded the app. So I'm extremely unfamiliar. I'm sorry. Me neither. Well, I appreciate the attempt. I am not the person to know about any trends, though. Nori has lived under a rock for all of existence. That's very true. That's very true. YouTube Shorts is alright. I don't really watch those either. I don't know. I'm not really a fan of short form content. If I can't sit down and watch it for like 15, 20, half an hour, I'm probably not going to watch it. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it's just not something that like speaks to me. I mean, I don't know what to say. This is how my brain works. If it's something that only exists and takes like a minute and a half, like for them to get their point across, like I don't think it's in depth enough to keep my interest, if that makes sense. Like if you're gonna speak on a subject, I kind of want to know about it. I don't know. That's just I'm 30. I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too old. And I also don't have ADHD. I'm like one of the few VTubers that doesn't have ADD. Or ADHD in some capacity. So my brain is, I don't know, maybe a bit different from a lot of people's that spend their time on the internet all day. This we can, like, there's websites for this, so, in-name generator. Tavern names, sure. FantasyNameTraders.com, great website, for the record. Do you like kitty cats? I do. I have a cat. His name is Rengoku. He's very fluffy and orange. If you would like to see some pictures of him, we have a whole channel for kitties on the Discord. The Puzzle Duck. Puzzle Duck is not a bad name for a tavern. You can never go wrong with animals. The alarmed bell. The alarmed bell. That's so silly. I kind of like that. It's very silly. For an inn, the alarmed bell. With a shocked Pikachu face? Okay, I don't know if we can go that far. I do like the concept of they, like, every morning they, like, go around waking people. Like, obviously this town does not get many clients these days. It's an inn. It's not like this town has visitors in any capacity. But historically, when it was a real town, they did, like, wake people up with a bell, like, in the morning, be like, hey, get out of bed, pay for your rooms, kind of thing. A very good streamer. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I think most people like cats. Alright. Name for a smith. Places and locations. Do you want all the varies? I mean, they exist. You type them. Or copy paste them. Smith. Smith here? Blacksmith? Somewhere B? Blacksmith. Imagine disliking cats in the big 25. Almost 26. God, these are a bit, I think, too silly for me. This is NPC names. I don't want NPC names. I want place names. This looks like it uses AI. Fuck this site. Honestly, I could just steal some of my own for myself. That's a real idea. None of the players that I'm DMing for have played in my own setting, so I could just do that. That makes things very easy. Zero thought. Baleheim. Where is... It's in Silvermoon? Astronaut and Bethmorna? I mean, we could just do this place. This town is close enough. Hammer and Tongs. The Last Call. This place is not big enough. Okay, maybe these are not big enough. Okay, let me go to the Three Cities. Steal some of theirs. Smithies. Ironclad. Gleaming Garnet. Gleaming Garnet's not a bad name for a jeweler. What about down here? Okay. We're gonna steal some cities, some towns, some Gleaming Garnet. Sure. And then we can do... Oh, what's the place in Silvermoon called? I remember liking that one. This is the apothecary. This is the jeweler's name. Seat, Silvermoon City. The Frostworks. I'm looking for the apothecary. Oh, Tetanus, Tinctures, and Tonics. There you go. And we can just make Tethana exist in this setting. Tethanus, Tinctures, and Tonics. Halar Tethana. She would be Auroric, which still exists, so... Auroric? What's the subtype of Aurorics? Maybe very good for me to sleep, to meet my sleep goal. If you need sleep, do not worry about sleeping. That's totally okay. Not Holland. What's the other auroric type? Ugh, I don't remember. Strike systems. No. Arian? These are changed. Oh, I don't have access to them. Do I have access to this document? I do. Okay. Auroric. It's just liminal now? Oh. No wonder. It doesn't exist anymore. Okay, so I guess that would make her liminal auroric. The stable hand? Oh, I need a stable name. What's a good name for a stable that keeps dinosaurs? I like to imagine whatever it is, it's like, I don't know, the high horse or something like that, and they've just like crossed out the word horse and put dinosaur or something like that. This is something absolutely dumb. Tooth harnesser? That would be cute, actually. Slaughterhouse? Oh my god. Jesus on this. Alright. High horse. Format text straight through. Something like this. It's just like, okay. That's what's on their side. What dinosaurs are rideable? That's the real question. You can ride any of them if you're brave enough. True. T-Rex. Probably not a T-Rex. All of them, according to you. Oh my god, shut up. Dinosaurs. So the first one that comes to mind is like Pachycephalosaurus is probably rideable. How big is that? Where do I find like mid-sized dinosaurs? All of them in the stomach? True. How big are these? Ark has rideable dinosaurs? Interesting. What's that game called? Ark something? Let me go over here. Ark Survival Evolved. Mounts. Rideable creatures. Oh, they're like... Oh, these are... A lot of these are like... Okay, some of these are big. I'm not looking for like big dinosaurs is a thing. Right? Like I don't want like a T-Rex is too big, you know? I'm thinking like a triceratops type, maybe. I don't know. I think a lot of these are. How many of these are real dinosaurs? I'm wondering. Oh, these are tiny. Okay, not these. These are too small. What about a parasaur? I don't know what that is. Parasaur. Parasaurus? This guy? I mean, sure. I don't know what this is. Parasaurophilus. Parasaurophilus. Oh, for sure. Absolutely. These guys? I know these guys. Sure. Let's put them in the list. Dinosaurs. They got Parasaurophilus. No. Parasaurolophus. Parasaurolophus. Oh my gosh. Pachycephalosporus. Interesting. That's these guys. Guanodons. These are the ones that I was talking about. These are the ones that, the ones with like the fucking headbutting ones. How big are these guys? Do you know size? Or size? They're a fairly small dinosaurs, most falling in the range of 6 to 9 feet in length. And that's like writing size. These guys are also writing size, right? I went too far. These could be like 30 feet long. These are much larger. That's fine. We can do like one more. Pterodactyls. Pterodactyls, I think, is too much for them to already have, like, captured and like, because those pterodactyls are carnivores, aren't they? Both of these are not. They're herbivores, right? Yeah. What about, what do you say? Pterodactyls? Pterodactyl. Generalist carnivores, they're probably... Good night, Bloodman! Good night. I hope you have a good rest of your evening. Oh, pterodactyls were also small. I didn't realize they were like basically like bird-sized. Oh, interesting. I am very much used to fucking Jurassic Park. Look at that, they're tiny. Interesting. Oh, are there bigger ones? Quetzalcoatlus, which could attain a wingspan of 33 feet. Oh yeah, there's definitely bigger ones. Look at that. Whoa. That's crazy. Kind of dino I'm really looking for? Riding ones. I think you nailed it with the Parasaurolophus? Whatever these guys are. I think you nailed it with these. Because these are also, like, you could fit, like a couple of people on these. Right? Whereas, like, these are for, like, individual people. They have, like, a size chart on these. They don't. Like horses, but dino? Yeah, pretty much. That's kind of what I'm going for. That's why I was like, these feel like they're about the right size. These are a bit large, but I think that's fine. Like if you wanted to fit multiple people on one thing. You could do like a Triceratops, is also quite large in the same way. Pterosaurs or Quetzalcoatlus. Yeah, I don't know if I feel like I want to give them flight though, access to flight. Diplodocus for multiple. Diplos are, I believe, like really big, right? Like you can already fit multiple people on some of these. Diplodocus. These are like the super long neck ones. Oh yeah. These are like for a bunch of people. I mean, the party is 5. I can imagine that like a couple of them might want to ride together, but maybe not like the whole party together. These are like the sauropods, yeah. Ceratopsians? Is that like these? Ceratopsian. Yeah, that's like Triceratops. Yeah. Oh, whoa, these are like rhinos. Okay, I think we have enough here. Like, Ceratops. Hadrosaurus. That's what these are. These are Hadrosauri. You're like a couple levels up, or a couple levels more specific. Close enough, though. I think you're on the right track, though. His owner is a wife or husband, spouse, and at least one child who the characters will meet. Young adult / early 20s. Like, as the party enters into the factory area, and they meet robots, then maybe the robots get hostile. This person will be like, "Hey, yo, what are you doing here? Follow me," kind of thing. We need a Smith name. What's a good name for a Smith? I don't really like any of my existing Smith names, if I'm being honest. John Smith. I mean, I guess that's a name. That is a name. Let me go to that doesn't have anything in it. Lord accurate blacksmith name. True. No, I don't like either of these. That doesn't have anything filled out. Does this place have anything filled out? The Jade Hammer. Iron Fire. That's stupid. What about this place? Does this place have anything? The Iron Skillet. That's very funny. Okay. What about Agmar? Does Agmar have anything? I don't think so, right? No, it doesn't. Well, shoot. I want something kind of unique. The thing is, it was like a place that used to build statues. And now they build general smithing stuff. So what's a statue's name? Statue casting. Like a sculptor? I'm looking for like names for like sculpture, like sculptors. Like, what is the name of any store that makes sculptures? They don't like exist nowadays. What kind of names are already used? None. We can go with any kind of name. I'm just thinking of like the place used to make statues, right? Like, what is the name of a place they used to make statues? The thing is, like, most sculptors back in the day worked, like, individually. They didn't own, like, a company or anything like that. Companies weren't, like, things didn't exist back then like that. Alright? Like, who did Michelangelo, like, work for? Work for, like, the Pope. Michelangelo. Let me just go to his page, Wikipedia page. He didn't work for any company. Just like 99% of artists. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He went to... Let me look at this guy. This guy taught Michelangelo. It said he owned a workshop. So let me see what workshop he owned. If it's here. Workshop. Any apprentices pass through his workshop? Yeah, but the workshop doesn't have a name. Like, it's like this guy who's Domenico Ghirlandaio was a painter. It says that he led a large and efficient workshop that included his brothers, his brother-in-law, and later his son. Many apprentices will pass through his workshop, including Michelangelo. Like, it doesn't name the workshop. Like, it just talks about his like, works. Let me see if I can find, like, source for... The workshop. Trying to do a dive on, like, what historical workshops were called. See if I can't find anything. No, they were not called anything. It was like this person's studio, the studio this, or like the this person workshop. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's kind of how. That's what it's like looking like. Like this place was like an opera house. This. Yeah. Yep. It's just that. It's literally just that. Okay, well. We'll name this place Studio XYZ, or that's it. Their last name, you know. Okay. I think this is where I'm going to call it for today. We made, I think, enough progress for me to, like, polish this up, and then, like, really get to, like, go, like, where we're going. We haven't determined where the MacGuffin is here. I want to say it's going to be, like, in a mine underneath the city. So that way the party has to engage with, like, the world. Should I kill Widow and Silksong? I mean, yeah. What? Yes. That is a boss fight that you should do. For sure. Record Sinner's Road? No, I mean, you could. I would not recommend that path because it's painful. It's very painful. A Widow doing just a couple boss fights is significantly easier than trying to figure it all out. At least in my opinion. I think it's also, for me, it was a very satisfying encounter. Widow is one of my favorite fights in Act 1. Like, for sure. Okay. Well, I think that covers everything that I wanted to cover today. Thank you all for joining me. Any tips? If you have tools, use them. When she's doing the move where she, like, runs across the screen and leaves, like, spikes that come up out of the ground, I found it much easier to cling to the walls, but I know some people find it easier to, like, bounce on the spikes. Either way works. Be patient. Yeah, be patient is actually the correct advice. The fight feels very frantic, especially because of the music. But if you can kind of, like, calm yourself past that, and just play patiently, and not, like, get absorbed into the fight, I think you can be, like, pretty successful that way. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I had a lot. I had a lot of fun. Today was very productive. We got a lot of, like, the actual, like, nitty gritty done today. At least as much as I wanted. And I'm sure that I can figure some stuff out. Like, if I were to run this today, or, like, tomorrow, right, I would need to figure out, like, the names of these people. And that's pretty much it. Everything else I can just kind of, like, wing, which is good. So, thank you again all for coming. I will catch you all next time. I will see you all tomorrow for the start of ODST, and we will do the John Halo thing and kill a lot of aliens probably. So, thank you again. I will see you all tomorrow for the start of a new game. Exciting stuff. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye 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 bye.